In this video we are going to talk about how to fit several layers of different decorations for one event. 7 expert tips. Before continuing this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel Best for Brides for future updates. Planning an event is enjoyable but can also be quite challenging. Each event is unique, the circumstances are different, and there is always a new hurdle lurking around the corner. This is partly what makes the profession of event management so exciting. You are constantly on your feet, trying out new things, meeting new faces, and experiencing a new day at work. For some, this can be overwhelming, while for others, it is the ideal work environment. One of the most creative parts of the job is decorating a venue. There are countless ways you can go about it, and it always has to be in line with the demands of the situation. For example, preparing for a birthday party for a group of 11-year-olds will be drastically different from what you would do for someone celebrating their 60th birthday. The problem is that even though there are so many other things that you can do, nearly all event decorators will end up doing the same run-of-the-mill things. They are essentially recreating the same event, just on different occasions. This ruins the day for the client and damages your reputation as a decorator or event manager. Here are a few tips to help create something exciting for your next event. Number 7. Utilize your space well. One of the most important considerations when decorating a space is the space itself. This is in terms of both the size and nature of the space. For instance, if you are planning a wedding and conducting the ceremony in an outdoor environment, you could use elements of the space itself as a part of the decorations. This would be easier and more impactful than introducing a lot of artificial pieces into the natural landscape and making it look like a traditional wedding setup. Simply changing the stage's position and the direction the attendees will be facing will significantly impact how the space looks and feels. This is why one of the best things you can do is to schedule a day or two before the event to visit the spot and brainstorm what will work best in that situation. Designing things in the isolation of your office with just an idea in your mind is very different from being in that space and listing ideas based on what's right in front of you. Number 6. Leverage your seating arrangements. Many decorators make the mistake of considering seating as a functional event component. Of course, seats need to be comfortable, they need to be the right size, and they need to be set up in a way that meets the event's needs. However, that doesn't mean that doing something outside of the box will be counterproductive. On the contrary, it is often a better solution than traditional seating plans. The kinds of chairs you use will also determine how you can arrange them and your options for enhancing them with decorations. You could bring together different types of chairs for other parts of the space or have chairs representing a foreign concept. For example, rather than decorating chairs with artificial flowers and ribbons, you could get chairs that already have floral designs and enhance them with better lighting. You could play around with chairs of different heights depending on how far they are from the main stage. When you think of each design element as a cohesive part of the decorative process, it becomes possible to use one component to enhance the other and improve the overall look. Number 5. Don't forget flowers. Whether it's a wedding or a funeral, a party or a business meeting, flowers are a part of any event. Depending on the amount and type of flowers you use, this can be a significant expense in the overall budget. A higher price doesn't always mean more excellent quality. It is a more expensive design option. The aim is to make the event look good, and oftentimes cheaper flowers are a better choice. Lower-priced flowers are also usually local options that are less known and which stand out more when people see them in such a setting. You can always find a variety to choose from in big countries like Canada. You can use flowers to grab the attention of attendees and make them a focal point rather than just an accessory. There are flowers for every climate, region, season, and occasion. Playing around with these different variables, using flowers in unique combinations, and creating exciting flower arrangements will all help to enhance the look of the space. Using too many flowers can also be counterproductive. Just a few, used in the proper manner, can go a long way. Number 4. Never underestimate lighting. How you light up the place is also a big part of how it will look. Lighting is something that can make or break all the other decorations that you include. For instance, a very colorful plate of food can look dull and bland if you see it under the wrong shade of orange lighting. Similarly, the other decorations can look pale and colorless if the lighting doesn't suit them. This is why playing around with too many colors in your decorations in an environment that will depend heavily on a single source of artificial light can be disastrous. While the decoration will look great in natural light, it creates an entirely different environment as soon as the nighttime lights come on. One of the best things to do is to use smaller lights that will make it easier to direct the viewer's attention to specific areas and consider darkness as a way of manipulating the lighting and the look of the space. Rather than having big overhead lights that will illuminate every inch of the stage, use lights that will focus on the area you have decorated and the main things the viewer needs to see, such as the speaker. By manipulating the viewer's attention, you make it much easier for them to process the environment visually, and you can also hide unavoidable flaws and errors. Number 3. Rethink decorations. Understand that it is also remarkable not to use extra decorations. Fancy ceilings, table decorations, food art, or even backdrops are not always necessary. However, sometimes using less of these things will give you a better look and a cleaner final product than stuffing unnecessary decorations into the scene simply because it is the norm. If you want to or have to use decorations, try out out-of-the-box solutions. Try and find things that resonate with the theme of the event, the kind of audience that will be attending, or even the season you are in. Try to find options that aren't traditionally used as decorations. For instance, rather than a flower vase in the center of each table, you could have a little fishbowl with some live fish. The purpose of the decoration is to have something that the viewer will enjoy, something that will add uniqueness to the space. You can't achieve that result with typical decorations. Number 2. Sound matters too. When decorating any event, you need to appeal to all the senses. Hearing is one of the most important senses and is often overlooked. How you deliver audio in an environment is often more important than the audio itself. If the sound isn't delivered to the listener properly, it won't have the same impact. To solve this issue, you should always start by selecting the best possible speaker for that situation. Similarly, you will have to arrange all the necessary components that will allow that speaker to perform optimally. With that taken care of, you can start working on whether you want the speakers to be apparent or discreet and how you can use audio to keep your audience locked in. Of course, if you aren't an audio expert, you can always work with a professional to tackle this matter, but your role is to focus on how to use the audio as a decorative instrument. Number 1. Set the stage. The stage is where most people will be focusing during the entire event. Therefore, this is the main area you need to focus on as a decorator. Even the most minor things, like changing the stage's height, can significantly impact the overall ambience of the space. Decorating the stage can be done in various ways, but there is a fine line between making the decorations a part of the stage and making them take center stage. In some cases, it might work in your favor to overdo things, but in most cases, being a little conservative is the best choice. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. When you set up a venue, you are doing it for someone else but giving your professional take on it. Just like how people customize food according to their preferences, you need to discuss their choices and needs with your clients. Even if something doesn't look quite right to you, if it is something that is in line with the needs of the client, it will be an excellent choice to make. You are constructing something meant to please someone, but you have the freedom to add your touch to make it a bit more appealing. Try things outside your comfort zone and experiment with new ideas. What do you think about this video? Do let us know in the comments section below. Please subscribe to our channel Best for Bride for future updates and visit our website, www.bestforbride.com.